Welcome to an episode of At Your Warehouse. I'm your favorite luchador at skis, and we're going to get right into it. We had an incident happen in my warehouse a while back. These are our racks. They're little slidey deals. You see how that rack was sliding there? So one day a worker comes to get a pallet out of a slot. He goes up to get it, comes down, and a pallet to the left of him falls out of another slot. Lands on top of his cage. It scared the crap out of him. He was about to step out of his lift, and pallet comes crashing down out of nowhere. And you're like, what? How could this happen? How is this possible that this could happen? Well, so this is what he thinks happened. Somebody came in, put a pallet in, okay, and pushed the pallet to the right of it to the back and locked it there. Okay. Somebody else came, grabbed the other pallet, comes down with it, and then somebody else later puts another pallet next to it. Now there's open space for that pallet to come sliding out. And then he comes, grabs another pallet, shakes the rack there, and it's just enough to make this pallet fall out. That's what he believed happened. As far as I know, these rolling racks don't really lock back there. I've never actually seen them just sit back there and lock. And it's also assuming negligence on somebody else's part, which is possible. Things happen. But I don't believe that's what really happened. So I did my own research, and I have some evidence to suggest that it happened in a different fashion. I'm going to go ahead and play the clip, because I've seen this happen when I'm putting this pallet up in the slot. You go and put it up there, and then it slides out. And the reason this happens is because the back of the pallet hits the slider, rolls it back a little bit, and then you set it down, and the front of it will catch on that lip there. And not all of our racks are exactly perfect, so some of them might have a little piece of wood there, or maybe it's bent, but it catches it right there on the edge. And you go pull your forks out, you think it's good, you come down, you see it start sliding out. This happened to me quite a few times when I'm putting stuff up in the upper slot with one of these rolling racks. You think it's good, and boom, it starts flying out at you. And so that's what I think happened. It got caught there, got caught really good, and then he came along, vibrated it, and it fell out. So yeah, somebody came in, you see right there, they pushed this rolling rack to the back, okay? And it got caught right on that edge there. All right, now it's stuck. And it looks good, but it doesn't take too much and it'll start rolling back. So he comes later on, this is the next day, he jostles this rack some. And now it slides out, just enough to get it to slide out. So what my warehouse did, they decided it was finally time to start bolting these rolling racks down. Although this has been something that's been brought up for years that this was an issue, but they waited till somebody nearly got killed from it to actually do something, which is pretty typical in warehouses. They wait for someone to actually get hurt before they make any difference, unless it's has something to do with us. Then it's like, oh, don't do that, it's dangerous. But if it's has to do with the warehouse, they'll let it slide for a long time if it's something they have to do. But anyway, so they bolted them all down. They didn't get them all bolted down, which is really annoying to me, that they still have racks that are rolling racks that aren't bolted down. And if you have racks like this in your warehouse, you need to bring it up to your management. Do all you can, because this is potentially fatal accident waiting to happen. Working in a warehouse is dangerous. Always be looking up. I don't care if you're in the next aisle and you're pulling boxes and you see a guy with a lift and he's in he's bringing down something on the other aisle. It is so easy for a pallet to come crashing down on you because maybe he pushes the one behind the pallet he's putting up. He pushes that to the back and it falls down. People die like that all the time. So always be looking up, especially if they're in your aisle. They come bringing a pallet down, that thing gets snapped midair, fall right on top of you. All right, no more order selector. That just something I felt like need to be brought up, and hopefully there's not too many warehouses with these racks. I think it's a stupid thing to do in a warehouse. I don't know who designed these mechanisms, but having pallets sliding around 50 feet up in the air is a bad idea. Okay, you want a secure spot to put your pallet down. All right, this is a submission from one of the viewers who's a Discord member. This is Big Money. He talking a little bit of trash on my videos, so I was like, hey, you know what? Post up a video. I'll put it on here. He was claiming to be really fast. I didn't see him moving like any faster than anybody else, really, but he's probably making good time with this. He's setting you don't really have to run as long as you set something down and don't move it. You know, that's how you make time. You just set it, you know where you're going to put it, and you leave it there. He's using a stacker there. I think there's a reason he's doing this in this fashion. There's a certain way they have to do it. I think they have to separate their pallets so that somebody can bring it down, because he's going to put a pallet on top of this one, a plastic pallet, which is not something I do in my warehouse. I don't actually ever see this done. But there's a reason he's doing that, I'm assuming. But everything looks square. He set it down. He didn't sit there and fidget with everything. I did speed it up so you can't really see how fast he's going. If you really want to watch the whole thing, check out the Discord. It's on there somewhere. But yeah, he was creating a level surface so he could keep going. And that's really what you want to do when you're stacking. Your goal is to get to a level surface about midway. Now, you didn't do any cross tying. But that stacker, it's basically a cross tie. It holds it all together. But yeah, I don't really know too much about can stacking. I stack a little bit of biscuits sometimes, but it's just a few of them usually. I'm not stacking a whole pallet of biscuits. But yeah, look good. I'm not gonna trash talk him. If you want to, back it up. Post a video, post some pictures, show us how it's done. Don't just say, oh, that's wrong. Okay, because nobody really cares. Prove it. Prove that you're better. Everybody has their strategy. Everybody has a way of doing it. It's not necessarily wrong. It's just the way they do things. And if you make time, you're doing all right. If it's not falling, you're doing good. Okay. Yeah. But if you want to prove yourself, post a video, post a picture. I'll show it off, or other people will see it on the Discord and they'll say something about it. And they'll let you know if you're doing good or not. Anyway, so yeah, like, subscribe, join the Discord, become a industrial athlete, and yeah, have a good day.